The road narrows first. Stone walls begin stretching across open hillsides. Rolling valleys replace motorways and cities. And slowly, England changes. The Peak District doesn't announce itself dramatically. It reveals itself gradually. A ridgeline appearing through morning mist. A quiet village hidden beneath green hills. A winding road cutting through limestone valleys shaped over thousands of years. Then suddenly, the landscape opens. Wide moorland skies, deep river valleys, ancient trails crossing hills older than memory. This is one of the oldest protected landscapes in the United Kingdom. A place where industrial history, rural life, and wild countryside still exists side by side. For 7 days the pace slows completely. And the further you travel into the Peak District, the further away modern life begins to feel.
We'll guide you day by day, what to do, what to eat, travel tips, where to stay, and the best get your guide experiences. All the links you need are in the description below.
Arrival into Bakewell feels gentle. The town sits quietly within the valley, surrounded by green hills and crossed by the River Wye. Start your morning with a slow riverside walk. The water moves steadily beneath old stone bridges, while ducks drift past cafes, beginning to open for the day. Bakewell feels lived in, not polished artificially, but shaped gradually over centuries. By late morning, head into the town centre. Stone buildings line narrow streets filled with independent shops, bakeries, and traditional cafes. The atmosphere is calm, welcoming, slower than city life immediately. Then stop for one of the things Bakewell is most famous for: a traditional Bakewell pudding. Served warm in a small cafe, it feels less like a tourist stop and more like part of the town's identity itself. By afternoon, continue exploring the surrounding paths beside the river and through quieter residential streets. Everywhere feels connected to the countryside around it. The hills never disappear from view. As evening approaches, the atmosphere changes again. Streetlights reflect softly across the river, while pubs and restaurants begin filling slowly with locals and visitors returning from countryside walks. The first day settles into something peaceful. A complete shift away from modern speed.
Bakewell pudding was reportedly invented by accident in the 19th century after a recipe mistake in a local kitchen. Traditional Bakewell pudding in cafe meals range from £10 to £20. Bakewell is best explored slowly on foot. Parking can become busy during weekends. Bakewell guest houses and inns range from £120 to £250 per night. We've added Bakewell walking tours and Peak District countryside experiences in the description below.
Today begins with one of the Peak District's most dramatic landscapes. Driving toward Castleton, the valley narrows while steep hills begin rising sharply around the road. Then suddenly, Winnats Pass appears. A winding road cutting directly between towering limestone cliffs. The landscape feels almost cinematic. Start your morning by stopping at one of the viewpoints overlooking the pass. Mist often hangs low across the valley while early light moves slowly across the hillsides. By late morning, head toward Mam Tor. The climb upward is steady but rewarding. As you gain height, the entire Hope Valley begins unfolding beneath you. Stone villages scattered across green fields. Roads weaving between hills. Long ridgelines stretching into the distance. The wind feels stronger here. The landscape more exposed. By midday, return toward Castleton and explore one of the region's famous cave systems, like Blue John Cavern. Descending underground changes the atmosphere completely again. Cool air replaces open hillside winds, while narrow tunnels reveal mineral formations hidden beneath the landscape. This region was shaped both above and below ground over millions of years. By afternoon, spend time walking through Castleton village itself. Small stone cottages, traditional pubs, and quiet streets create a completely different rhythm from the exposed hills above. As evening arrives, the valley darkens slowly while the ridgelines remain silhouetted against the sky.
Blue John stone, found only in this region, has been mined in the Peak District for centuries. Traditional pub meals range from £15 to £25. Bring proper walking shoes, paths around Mam Tor can become muddy and uneven. Castleton stays range from £120 to £300 per night. We've added Mam Tor hikes, cave tours and Peak District photography experiences in the description.
The morning begins with a transition into another side of the Peak District. One shaped not by wild landscapes alone, but by history and grandeur. Arriving at Chatsworth House, the estate unfolds gradually. Long tree-lined drives, open parkland, and finally, the house itself rising above the surrounding countryside. The scale feels enormous. Start by walking through the estate grounds first. Sheep graze across rolling fields while rivers and woodland paths weave through the landscape. Everything feels carefully designed, yet still connected naturally to the countryside around it. By late morning, step inside the house. Historic interiors reveal centuries of aristocratic life. Grand staircases, painted ceilings, libraries, sculptures, and rooms preserved through generations. But Chatsworth never feels disconnected from the landscape outside. Large windows constantly frame the surrounding hills and gardens. By afternoon, explore the famous gardens. Water features, hidden pathways, stone bridges, and carefully shaped landscapes stretch across the estate. The atmosphere changes again. Less rugged than the hills, more refined, but still unmistakably part of the Peak District. As evening approaches, the surrounding countryside softens beneath golden light, while the estate grows quieter.
Chatsworth House has been home to the Cavendish family for over 500 years. Estate cafes and countryside lunches range from £15 to £30. Allow most of the day for Chatsworth. The estate grounds are enormous. Nearby countryside stays range from £150 to £300 per night. We've added Chatsworth House tickets, estate tours, and Peak District heritage experiences in the description.
Today becomes about movement through landscape. The Hope Valley stretches between ridgelines and hills, connecting some of the Peak District's most iconic scenery. Start your morning early. Mist often settles across the valley floor, while sunlight slowly reaches the surrounding hills. Begin with one of the many scenic walking routes crossing the area. The paths move through fields, stone gates, ridgelines, and quiet villages, where life still feels tied closely to the land itself. Every turn reveals another viewpoint, another valley, another section of countryside unfolding into the distance. By midday, stop in one of the small villages scattered through the valley. Stone cottages line narrow roads while cafes and pubs provide brief moments of warmth before returning outdoors. The Peak District constantly balances exposure and comfort. Wild ridgelines followed by quiet villages. By afternoon, continue exploring photography spots and viewpoints throughout the valley. Cloud shadows move constantly across the hills, while dry stone walls divide the landscape into shifting patterns. As evening arrives, the atmosphere becomes softer again. Wind moves steadily through the valley while the hills darken beneath fading light.
The Hope Valley sits at the center of several of the Peak District's most famous hiking routes. Village cafe meals and pub food range from £12 to £25. Weather shifts quickly across the valley. Layers are essential even in summer. Countryside inns range from £120 to £250 per night. We've added guided hikes, photography tours, and countryside walking experiences in the description.
Today begins differently. Less climbing, less dramatic elevation, and more movement through history itself. The Monsell Trail follows a former railway line running through the heart of the Peak District. What was once industrial infrastructure has slowly transformed into one of the region's most scenic walking and cycling routes. Start your morning near one of the old station points along the trail. The atmosphere feels calm immediately. Long stretches of path cut gently through valleys, forests, and open countryside. Whether walking or cycling, the rhythm here feels steady, unhurried. By late morning, the trail begins revealing its most famous features. Old railway tunnels carved directly through limestone hillsides. Stone viaducts stretching across wide valleys. Industrial engineering now surrounded entirely by nature. Crossing the Monsell Head Viaduct, the landscape opens dramatically beneath you. The valley curves through the countryside while rivers and trees move far below the bridge. Stop here for a while. This is one of the Peak District's defining viewpoints. By afternoon, continue further along quieter sections of the trail. The atmosphere changes constantly. Dense woodland suddenly opening into wide landscapes. Cool tunnel air giving way to sunlight and open sky. This is one of the best examples of how the Peak District blends nature with human history. Even the industrial past now feels part of the landscape itself. As evening approaches, return toward Monsell Head viewpoint. The valley below softens beneath golden light, while the viaduct stands silhouetted across the landscape.
The Monsell Trail follows part of the old Midland Railway line built through the Peak District in the 19th century. Trail cafes and countryside lunches range from £12 to £20. Bring lights if cycling. Several tunnels along the trail are extremely dark. Nearby countryside stays range from £120 to £250 per night. We've added Monsell Trail cycling experiences, scenic tours, and Peak District photography stops in the description below.
The atmosphere changes again today. The pace slows completely. Arriving in Dovedale, the landscape feels softer than the exposed ridgelines of earlier days. River valleys replace high moorland. Limestone cliffs rise gently above wooded paths. And the sound of moving water follows you almost constantly. Start your morning beside the River Dove. Mist often hangs low across the valley early in the day, while sunlight gradually reaches the trees and cliffs surrounding the river. Follow the riverside path slowly. This is not a landscape designed for speed. The experience here is quieter, more reflective. By late morning, reach the famous stepping stones crossing the river. People move carefully from stone to stone while the water flows steadily beneath them. It's simple, but memorable. From there, continue deeper into the valley. Limestone formations rise above the path, while woodland sections create cooler shaded areas beside the river. The atmosphere feels almost timeless. By midday, stop for a quiet break near one of the open viewpoints along the valley. Birdsong echoes through the trees while the river continues moving below. No traffic, no city noise, only the landscape itself. By afternoon, continue walking further into Dovedale or nearby trails connecting surrounding hillsides. Every section feels slightly different. Open fields, woodland, rocky cliffs, quiet bends in the river. As evening approaches, the valley becomes even calmer. The light softens across the limestone while the river reflects the final colors of the day. This feels like the Peak District at its quietest.
Dovedale has attracted writers, artists, and travelers for centuries because of its distinctive limestone scenery. Traditional countryside cafe meals range from £12 to £20. Arrive early. Dovedale becomes very busy during weekends and holidays. Nearby inns and countryside lodges range from £120 to £250 per night. We've added Dovedale walking tours and scenic countryside experiences in the description below.
The final morning begins before most of the region fully wakes up. A quiet sunrise viewpoint somewhere high above the valleys. Mist lingering low across the landscape. Stone villages barely visible beneath the hills. The countryside almost completely silent. This final day doesn't need major plans. The Peak District was never about rushing between landmarks. It was about rhythm, walking slowly through valleys, driving winding roads between hillsides, stopping unexpectedly because the light changed across the landscape. Over 7 days, the region constantly revealed different sides of itself. Historic villages, exposed ridgelines, river valleys, industrial history reclaimed by nature, each place separate, yet all connected through the landscape itself. By mid-morning, stop in one final village cafe. Watch the pace of local life continue around you. Boots drying beside pub doors. Cyclists preparing routes. Morning light moving slowly across stone buildings. The Peak District doesn't overwhelm you. It settles into you gradually. And that's what makes it unforgettable. By afternoon, the journey home begins. The roads widen again. Traffic returns. The pace changes. But the stillness stays with you.
The Peak District became the United Kingdom's very first national park in 1951. A final breakfast or cafe stop ranges from £10 to £20. Keep extra time for scenic stops. The Peak District rarely rewards rushing. Final countryside stays range from £120 to £250 per night. We've added all featured Peak District experiences and tours in the description below.
From limestone valleys to dramatic ridgelines, from historic estates and villages to rivers winding quietly through open countryside. The Peak District never feels like one single landscape. It changes constantly. That's what makes it one of the United Kingdom's greatest escapes. Not because it's louder than modern life, but because it's quieter, more grounded, more connected to history, nature, and movement through the land itself. And after 7 days here, the pace of the outside world feels very far away.
All the Get Your Guide experiences mentioned are linked in the description below. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe to Traveller's Treasure Globe.